It's 3 o'clock in the morning. The house is dark and silent, everyone else fast asleep. And there you are, wide awake, shuffling to the bathroom yet again, the second or third time tonight. You climb back into bed, hoping to drift off, but the sleep won't come easily, and morning will arrive far too soon, leaving you tired and foggy all over again. If that's your night after night, I want you to know two things. You are far from alone. This is one of the most common complaints there is after 60. And it is not something you simply have to accept. There are real reasons you're waking to use the bathroom, and several of them can be improved once you understand what's going on. Today, I'll walk you through why this happens and the practical changes that can finally give you back your nights. Let me start with the simple picture. For an unbroken night's sleep, two things have to line up. Your bladder needs to comfortably hold the night's urine, and your body needs to slow down how much urine it makes while you sleep. After 60, both of those can shift, and when they do, you end up awake and on your feet at all hours. So let's look at why, because each reason points to a different solution. The first reason is simply that the bladder changes with age. Over the years, the bladder tends to hold a little less than it used to, and its muscle can become more easily triggered, so it signals the urge to go sooner, even when it isn't very full. This is a normal part of aging, and it sets the stage for more frequent trips, day and night. The second reason applies especially to the men watching, an enlarging prostate. The prostate, a small gland that sits right around the tube that carries urine out, naturally grows with age in most men. When it enlarges, it can press on that tube so the bladder never fully empties and fills up again quickly, sending you back to the bathroom. If you're a man noticing a weak stream, dribbling, or difficulty starting alongside those nighttime trips, that's worth a conversation with your doctor because it's very common and very manageable. Now here's the third reason, and it's the one that surprises almost everyone, because it has nothing to do with your bladder at all. It's about your legs. If fluid pools in your legs and ankles during the day, from gravity, from sitting a lot, or from mild circulation issues, that fluid has nowhere to go while you're upright. But the moment you lie down flat at night, all that pooled fluid gets reabsorbed and sent to your kidneys to be processed, which fills your bladder while you sleep. So, the swelling that sat in your ankles all day comes back to wake you at midnight. Most people would never guess this, but it's a major hidden cause, and the good news is, there's a simple trick for it, which I'll come to. The fourth reason is the most within your control: what and when you drink. Drinking a lot of fluid in the hours right before bed, and especially having caffeine or alcohol in the evening, sets you up for nighttime trips. Caffeine and alcohol both nudge your body to make more urine, and alcohol disrupts your sleep on top of it. So that evening cup of tea or nightcap may be the very thing waking you at 3. And the fifth reason is sleep itself. As we age, our sleep naturally gets lighter, and here's the sneaky part. Sometimes you wake up for some other reason entirely, and then, being awake, you notice a mild urge and decide you might as well go, when that urge alone never would have woken you. So lighter sleep and bladder trips feed each other. So now for the part you came for, the practical steps that genuinely help. And the wonderful thing is, several of these you can start tonight. First, ease off the fluids in the last 2 to 3 hours before bed. Stay well hydrated earlier in the day. You don't want to cut back overall. Just shift more of your drinking to the morning and afternoon, and taper off in the evening. Second, cut the caffeine and alcohol in the evening especially. Keep your coffee and tea to the earlier part of the day, and be cautious with that evening drink. Both are common culprits. Third, here's that clever trick for the fluid in your legs. If your ankles tend to swell during the day, try putting your feet up, above the level of your heart, for half an hour or so in the late afternoon or early evening. This lets your body deal with that fluid before bedtime so it isn't flooding your bladder at midnight. Some people find this one change makes a remarkable difference. And ask your doctor whether compression stockings might help. Fourth, fully empty your bladder right before you get into bed. And if it helps, try going to the bathroom, waiting a few minutes, and going once more to make sure you're truly empty. And fifth, if you take a water pill, sometimes called a diuretic, Ask your doctor about the best time of day to take it, because taking it too late can fill your bladder overnight. But never change the timing on your own. That's a conversation to have together. Now, when should you see your doctor about this? Please do book a visit if the nighttime trips are frequent and wrecking your sleep, if there's any pain or burning, if you see blood in your urine, if it came on suddenly, or for the men, if there's a weak or stopping stream. And it's worth mentioning because high blood sugar can also increase how much urine you make, so unexplained frequent urination is one more reason to have your blood sugar checked. Your doctor can sort out the cause and the best help for you. So let's gather it together. You wake at night to use the bathroom because of an aging, more easily triggered bladder, for men an enlarging prostate, the surprising return of fluid from your legs, evening fluids and caffeine and alcohol, and lighter sleep that wakes you easily. And you can fight back, taper your evening fluids, cut the evening caffeine and alcohol, elevate your legs in the afternoon, empty your bladder fully before bed, and check medication timing with your doctor. Small changes, real nights of sleep. Now I'd love to hear from you. How many times a night do you typically get up, and have you noticed your ankles swelling during the day? Tell me in the comments, because your answer is a real clue, and it might help someone else discover the hidden cause behind their own restless nights. And go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to win back your sleep. One honest note before we close. This video is for general education and isn't personal medical advice. Frequent nighttime urination can have several causes, some needing a doctor's attention, so please bring it to yours, especially if it's sudden, painful, or comes with other symptoms, and never change a medication on your own. A full, peaceful night's sleep is one of the simple joys of life and one of the pillars of good health. You don't have to surrender it to a restless bladder. Try these changes, be patient, and reclaim your nights. I'll see you in the next video.